Hi there everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. And tonight we should be getting the reveal of the next set of new heroes to drop into the game in just a few short days. Lately the batches have all featured an Ascendant hero, so I'm expecting one today as well. They could surprise us, break the mold, but I think they are trying to stay on this train of rolling out Ascendant heroes. That being said, they're going to have to bring out some big guns if they want to convince people to spend on this banner, whatever it is. Because, of course, we do have a lot of really tempting banners out right now. We've got the Hero Fest. We're going to have a Hero Rises in the future. So there's a lot of orb sinks at this very moment. So let's see if they pull out all the stops. Let's see if they're able to convince us that this is a banner that's worth pulling for. We're going to watch it together raw for the first time, react to it, then watch it a second time, evaluate the banner and the characters as a whole, and give my final impressions. So, let's get started. Alright, let's get into it. And now. Could it be Three Houses? Fates? Blazing Blade? New heroes join the battle. What you got for us? Oh, okay. Worldly Mage. Hugh. Okay, Red Infantry. Tome user, sell spell tome. Got an ideal skill. Speed and defense, can have its uses. Ooh, I like the kind of fire and brimstone attack. Okay. We've got Mountain Hermit. Niime? So colorless tome, interesting. Okay. So we've got an inheritable tome from her. Oh, that's cool. I love the hawk. That's very neat. Master Thief. And Cath. I like that. Really bright, colorful, clean art. She's probably going to be the 4-star special because she is the third unit in the trailer. And we are going to get an Ascended hero, it seems. So who is it going to be? Really could be anybody. Divine Demon? Is that Idunn? It is Idunn! Kakage doing the art. Gonna be an armored blue dragon. Fascinating. Do Dragonstone, Bonfire, Sturdy Stance, Wily Fighter, Defense Res, Save 3. Okay. Wow, her art's like... Even though she's not a seasonal, it feels very seasonally. New story chapter. Princess Alone. There's a Sad Veronica and a Letizia. Anything here to look at? No, there's just Letizia in the back there. Alright, so... Yeah, Cath is going to be the 4-star special, or 4-star focus, not 4-star special, of course. And they are just highlighting the fact that you will get an Ascended Floret if you do end up pulling Idunn. And then... They're going to talk about the pity, or the spark, right? Yep, just talking about the spark. Alright, so here it is. New heroes and Ascended Idunn. Starting on the 17th, and it probably will go for about an entire month, even color distribution. Cath in the Greenstone is going to be the 4-star focus unit of the batch, and Idunn is going to be the Ascended hero. I was not seeing that. I don't know what I was really expecting, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's pretty neat. Idunn fans rejoice, I guess. You get another version of her in the game. And I gotta say, at face value, if it wasn't immediately obvious, not looking at the skills at all, this banner does not terribly excite me, especially considering the competition that it has this month and next. But all the same, I actually appreciate the fact that I could probably skip this banner, because that'll let me actually collect some more orbs. But I'm sure these characters all have their fans, and I am certainly thrilled for those fans to have their favorites represented within the game. And let's go ahead and take a look to see if Intelligent Systems did them dirty or gave them some decent stuff. So first up, we got Hugh as a red tome infantry. Pretty competitive pool, I do have to say. Some stiff competition in there. The art's relatively simple, I have to say. I think that, and especially the color palette feels very old school. Maybe that's what they were going for. With the greens and the purple and the brown, definitely feels reminiscent of older JRPGs. Not really blowing me away from a detail perspective. The colors are relatively flat, except for some of the gloss in the hair, but beyond that, it just, again, feels very, very low tone. You know, it could just be that they were trying to keep things traditional. If so, I think they succeeded. So Hugh comes with Cell Spell Tome. It's going to be his own unique weapon, 14 might, speed +3. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants a bonus to all of his stats during combat based on the number of times unit has been enhanced using Dragon Flowers. Okay, 5 or more times grants +7, 4 +6, 3 +5, and 2 or fewer +4. And at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25% and unit has been enhanced using Dragon Flowers 3 or more times, grants further bonus to all stats during combat equal to the bonus on each of unit's stats. Calculates each stat bonus independently. So we have one of these, again, these merc weapons where if you invest into them, i.e. you pay them in Dragon Flowers, you get a further benefit from them because they basically stack on bonuses the more you've enhanced them with Dragon Flowers. I actually really like this idea. I've said this before. I do think this is a cool premise, and I do like that they're coming out with more weapons that adopt this effect. Moonbow for the special, a speed defense ideal 4. At start of combat, if unit's HP is 100% or if bonus is active, they get +7 to speed and defense during combat, and if they have both the bonus and 100% HP, they get an additional +2. Okay, ideal skills are pretty good, especially for certain kits that revolve around giving a bonus. Speed and defense, probably not the most desirable combination, but they are, rounding out the rest of the ideal skills that we would be getting. Rouse attack speed 4 for the C slot. At start of turn, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +6 and null panic to unit for 1 turn. So there's your added bonus effect to initiate or activate the ideal 4. You know, overall, not blown away too much with Hugh from either an art or a kit perspective. I'm sure he'll do just fine for fans of him that want to be able to build him up. He is going to be versatile because as you invest into him, his Cell Spell Tome is going to be decent, but he doesn't come with anything amazing. I would say Rouse attack speed 4, especially with the whole null panic thing, is actually a pretty desirable skill. The ideal skill, I guess maybe depending on his kit is alright. Moonbow is everywhere, so again, not really loving his kit. It's not a huge temptation, I think. So Niime is going to be an infantry colorless tome unit, of which there are precious few in the regular pool. So she's actually pretty rare, a rare archetype in general. So that's pretty great. That just adds more variety into the regular pool, especially for the colorless pool. So I think that's a great thing. I think her art looks great. She has a little bit of a haggard look, kind of has a little mischievous smile on her face. She's got her finger propped up, and the loose cloak and rags just kind of draping over her form. She does exude this sort of mysterious and witch-like aura. So her weapon is going to be Viter Vulture Plus. 12 might. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, inflicts penalty on foes attack and res during combat equal to 5, plus any current penalty on each of those stats. I see. That's an interesting combination. Really just doubling down on the penalty on the enemy, and they're penalties that are perfect for her because that means she's going to do more damage and take less damage as well. Iceberg for the special, attack res solo 4 and attack res menace for the C slot. So the menace skill is obviously going to synergize very well with the Vulture Tome, because that is essentially going to provide a -12 debuff when the actual effect of the Vulture Tome is active. And then the solo skill is, again, does also synergize because she doesn't want to be adjacent to an ally, and the Vulture skill also requires her to be adjacent to an ally. So not a lot of frills with her kit at all, like whatsoever, but at the same time, it's a cohesive kit. It all makes sense and it lines up. I don't think she's amazing, definitely not. But again, she is a rare combination, I think, which being a colorless tome, so that in and of itself has some value, but otherwise not really remarkable. So far, they're not really blowing me away with this banner. So here is Cath as an infantry green dagger unit. And despite being the 4-star focus unit of the banner, I think she has the best art so far. There's a lot of great detail in the cloth, in the shading, in her hair, with the gloss and the ponytail in the back. Lots of clean lines, colors, very cute expression. Like the sense of movement with the scarf behind her. The color palette is very pleasing with the greens. It's gentle, it's eye-catching, it complements her orange hair very well. I think they actually did a great job. Armor Pin Dagger Plus. 12 might, effective against armored foes, disables units and foes' skills that change attack priority. Okay. An armor effective dagger. It's about time, right? Disables units and foes' skills that change attack priority. So she is going to avoid vantage effects and things like that, but it is also going to limit her ability to take advantage of like desperation effects. So I don't know how good that necessarily is. It's going to depend greatly, I think, on your kit and depending on what other skills you have at your disposal. She's the 4-star focus unit, so she's not going to have amazing skills here, and she really doesn't looking at the rest of this. Reposition is very good, of course, but you can get that anywhere, of course. Attack Res Bond 3 is all right. Speed Res Link 3 is okay. I mean, she doesn't have an amazing kit here. I mean, she's another reposition fodder, basically, in the pool, as well as a selective armor effective dagger if you need it to have for certain situations in kits that you're building and things like that. Now, as the 4-star focus unit, she is going to be a relatively easy merge project, so that's always the plus with the 4-star focus unit, but otherwise she doesn't really have a lot to offer fodder-wise, I would say. Now, Cath, I think, had the best art on the banner up to this point, but I do think Kakage did an excellent job on Idunn here. I think she looks really, really great. I just love the gentle disposition, a really sharp contrast to the Idunn that we have in the game. Beautiful floral wreath. I like the robes, the casual robes around her, just gives us a sense of grace. She has a little basket full of fruit, I guess, fruit berries and things that she may have collected. It really does look like she's coming in from the forest, just having harvested the bounty and is, looking to share it with a picnic or something. I don't know. It just has that feel, a very warm, glowing feel. And of course, she has the her hair is tied up within these ribbons. She has this long side ponytail. I like the asymmetrical nature of the two sort of sides of the ponytail, of the side tails that she has. I like the shading and the folds and the fabric, really detailed. Love the ornate pattern along the side. And her expression itself, really gentle, very inviting, calming. She has a slight flush on her cheeks. Her heterochromia really vibrant and on display within her eyes. And yeah, I think Kakage, as usual, did a bang-up job on the art here. So she is going to be an armored blue dragon. She's going to have Dew Dragonstone, 16 might. Accelerates special trigger, so it has a killer slaying effect, effective against armored foes as well. Neutralizes effective against armored bonuses, and if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants -5 to all stats on foe during combat, neutralizes penalties on unit during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. If foe's range equals 2, okay, and it has adaptive damage built into it. So it's actually an adaptation of Idunn's original Dragonstone within the game. You can see a lot of similarities and effects carried over into this. The armored effectiveness, the neutralizing of penalties, but they did amp this up and refine it in certain ways, which I think is really great. So the killer slaying effect is always really, really good. Armor effectiveness and neutralizing armored bonuses, also very solid. One of the biggest complaints that you get with armored dragon units is that they have dual effectiveness against them. I think that complaint is overblown personally, but I know a lot of people feel very strongly about that. Of course, having neutralizing effective against armor against her is a huge boon to her kit and her viability. So if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, that is an incredibly easy condition to meet. Just a -5 flat debuff on the foe during combat is very solid. Neutralizing penalties on foe during combat is very, very good, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. That's great. That's great. These are all solid things with an extremely easy condition, so she is definitely going to be a huge wall out there. Bonfire for the special, Sturdy Stance 3 for the A slot if foe initiates combat, +6 to attack and defense during combat, and inflict special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. That's always really good for these tanky enemy phasing units. That does prevent the enemy from gaining special charge, because that's really the biggest threat when you have these formidable defenses. I don't know, of course, what this version of Idunn's defenses are going to be, but the original Idunn had ridiculous defense and res, so I'm willing to wager that she probably has similar stat line. Wily Fighter 3 for the B slot. If unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25% and foe initiates combat, neutralizes bonuses on foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. That is very, very good. HP condition is very generous for the effect, and the effect is great. Neutralizing enemies' bonuses and guaranteeing a follow-up attack is extremely strong. Neutralizing bonuses, so not only is she going to neutralize the bonuses that are active on the enemy, she's also going to neutralize the penalties that are active on her through her Dragonstone. So she's kind of like she's kind of resetting the battlefield as far as activated buffs are concerned. She can actually still enjoy activated buffs, but the enemy can't, and she can't be debuffed. So it's very good. Defense, res, near, save 3. Our favorite thing, save skills. If a foe uses a melee weapon and initiates combat against an ally within 2 spaces, triggers Savior, and Savior will add +4 to defense and res during combat on Idunn. Naturally, that is going to synergize with the rest of her kit. She's going to be a tank. She's going to be a huge wall. Wily Fighter, I think, works really well. She's not going to be able to be taken out through armor-effective weapons. She's going to, again, reset bonuses, reset penalties on her. She's going to get flat in-combat debuffs. She's going to get a guaranteed follow-up attack. She's going to prevent the enemy from getting special charge. And her bonfire is probably going to hit like a truck because I'm sure her defenses are really strong. So... And she has the killer slaying effect, so she'll get bonfire quicker. So yeah, I think that she's got a pretty great kit. Obviously, far and away, much better than everything else on the banner by like a long shot. So once again, starting on the 17th of February and going for probably about a month, we have new heroes and Ascended Idunn. Yeah, I mean, if you're not excited about Idunn's kit, or if you're not fans of these characters already, this is a hard skip, I think, for most people. Yeah, they just don't bring a lot to the table, I would say. They're not limited in any way. They are going to be in the regular pool. At the very least, I would wait. You can do, maybe do the summon tickets up front to kind of get through that urge and then temptation to summon. But I wouldn't go beyond that just because this banner's going to be around for a while. We'll get to see how A Hero Rises shakes out, which has a lot of potential. Could be an all-green banner. I'm not saying that it's a sure thing, because it's up to the randomness of the voting gauntlet, but it could be, even if it's only a 2-green or a 3-green banner, I mean, it's still going to be a very high value for that specific sniping color. And then beyond that, Hero Fest is here, so if you haven't pulled on that, and, it's actually a great value for your orbs too, and who knows what else is coming down the pipeline. So, and considering the quality of the kits, I mean, that's really the killer here. I think that really, if Idunn is not only the prize, but really just the entire driving force of this banner. Again, unless you're fans of the other characters, in which case I totally understand. Go for your favorites, go wild, go ham, do what you need to do. But I think that, generally speaking, I think it's advisable to at least wait, if not completely pass. But let me know in the comments below if you are excited for this banner, if you saw it coming, if you saw Ascended Idunn coming, you saw these units coming, let me know below. And if you are going to be summoning, let me know who your targets are going to be. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very, very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.